Hey, so I have a 2017 Chevrolet Malibu, and the last time I had a Chevrolet Malibu on my hands was the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu LT. So you're thinking, hey, why am I reviewing another Chevrolet Malibu? If you just notice, I passed through the trunk, it has this little H symbol. So yes, this is a hybrid Chevrolet Malibu that I have on my hands. And it so happens to be a 2017, so I'm not gonna go too much all in depth of a Malibu because I just reviewed it a long time ago, but I'm gonna go over some things that's different from this pre-facelift car versus the one I had, like the taillights and stuff like that. But I mean, walk around exterior wise, these wheels are not current on the new facelift edition. The body's still the same, front end is different. 19 and above, this facelift is gone. I believe the headlights is different as well. To the rear, these lights are still the same, but I had the LT trim level. So the LT trim level had different lights. The RS, the L and LS had these type of tail lights. The Premier LT had different tail lights. But let's just go inside real quick. Nice little beige and gray interior color on all that useful stuff. This is gonna be a short review, no dealership review, no comparison review. Even though I did review a Ford Fusion Hybrid, but that was a titanium, so this is nowhere near on the titanium level, and nothing wrong with that. What really stands out for it to be a hybrid? Well, inside, well, the gauge cluster for a typical hybrids, the RPM gauges is gone. It's replaced by a gauge that doesn't really explain that much if you don't know much about hybrids. I'll go more over it later on the drive dynamics, but nothing in here really stands out. Actually pretty average for your hybrid car. So no foot brake down here, just up here. I guess it go well with the hybrid system. You know, still being 6'9", still got the same good long leg room and all that stuff. So no complaints there. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and hit the engine start button. The vehicle's on, it's ready. It says ready down here. And you don't hear a gosh darn thing. This is the old generation MyLink. So this is actually different from the infotainment center I showed you in the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu. Different layout, I mean, it still works. So this being the hybrid, you have something new, energy. You know, it talks about the battery power, shows the engine, the electric motor, and the battery that's in the back, which I'll get to more in a second. And information about, you know, the history and all that stuff, consumption. Not really too much, but all what you really need to know about the car. So I have 13 minutes left on this SD card. Let's make this quick. And once again, this is a hybrid system. So you can see about the orange little plugs over here. This is not the 1.5 that I showed you in the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu, but this is actually the 1.8 liter. Now the engine itself is 122 brake horsepower, 130 foot-pounds of torque, but all in total and combined with the Powertrain system, you get 182 brake horsepower and 277 foot-pounds of torque. Now I usually don't talk about, you know, cities and highway miles per gallon, but this being a hybrid, you may be interested in getting one used. It's rated for like 49 in the city and 39 on the highway. Hybrids are always superior to the city versus its normal internal combustion engine, you know, cars. Oh, and let me just say, this is actually the same powertrain that's derived from the Chevrolet Volt. So if you can't find the Volt, you read good things about the Volt, you get the exact same powertrain here in the Chevrolet Malibu. Let's talk about the trunk space, which is significantly different. So you have way less room in here than you do in a normal non-hybrid powertrain. Obviously the batteries are back here. You lift this up, but obviously if you're looking for a hybrid, people know, you know, with hybrid systems, you're gonna have less space back here. No spare tire, or probably not on this option. I'm not gonna move or open up any compartment because it's a hybrid system. I don't wanna fool with that. So let's go ahead and go for a drive real quick. That's taking off. And as you're driving along, just like any other hybrid, it will show you the engine is on, the power is going to the batteries to charge it up, power is going to the motors to, you know, power the wheels, etc. And now, oh, never mind, it went back. So it's, once you get familiar with the hybrid technology, this will be easy to understand and read without much explanation. But the batteries is pretty much full up because I've just been driving like that. Regen, power, recovery. My foot's off the gas. I'm just coasting. So your typical hybrid system here. Taking off with just the battery and the electric motor, no engine. You do hear road noise, but yet again, that's because there's no internal combustion engine to like drown it out. It feels just like a normal Malibu, smooth. The seats are comfortable. Before I purchased my G8, I was highly considering a 2019 Malibu Hybrid. So be able to drive this one, even though it's the pre-facelift edition, still it's got the same powertrain. This is actually pretty cool. So I've had this car, this is trip one. I had this car, I've driven 43 miles. Majority of it was in the neighborhood, so I would say city. And I did go on the highway just for a little bit. And I averaged 41 miles per gallon. But for that take, for trip one, I did not floor it whatsoever. I'm gonna give it a little acceleration to see how noisy the engine will be. At this stoplight, I'm going to floor it, and that's gonna change my trip summary. I braked kind of hard and made some grinding noise, but let's see. I'm gonna floor it now. It's doing nothing but spinning this wheels. It did nothing but spin this wheels the whole entire time. That was a lot of torque right there. 277 foot-pounds of torque of it. That was actually pretty funny. But the road is wet and it didn't gain enough traction. So I'm gonna try it again here in a second. But what I'm gonna do now is give it some acceleration from like 35 miles an hour. So I'm gonna floor it. See, that wasn't noisy whatsoever. It was a smooth transaction. Now the engine is off. It was very smooth. Yeah, it was a little buzz, but that's what a hybrid system does. But let's accelerate again from a dig. This time at low speeds, no one behind me. The surface is dry. Let's go. It takes a long time for it to hook up, but the road is still kind of a little damp back where I was at, but it eventually hooked up. So the acceleration is smooth. The powertrain cuts on, you hear it, but it's not really aggressive. I've driven the likes of a Toyota Prius, Kia Niro. I mean, that's actually pretty good. This is 2017, got 20,000 miles on it. I was actually impressed by it. Just drove 14 miles, average 45 miles a gallon. Average so, only have 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the SD cards, and that's gonna be it. But let me go and do a quick run around. So I've driven the likes of the Ford Fusion, not only just the Titanium, but even the different trim levels. So the Ford Fusion Hybrid, the Kia Niro, and the Toyota Prius, Nissan Rogue Hybrid as well. And I have to say, honestly, this is one of the best powertrains that I've ever driven for a hybrid system. Do your research about the car, about the powertrain, about the Volt's powertrain as well. I've heard a lot of good things about the Bolt, which is the full electric compact SUV or compact whatever from General Motors. So I don't see that many hybrid cars from General Motors, but the Bolt is good. The Volt, that's the same powertrain in this. I've heard good things about that as well. So don't give up on the Chevrolet Malibu Hybrid. They discontinued them in 2019. So it's gonna be kind of rare to see them. They didn't sell that many, obviously. Looking for that little H-batch right here. I enjoyed it. Do your research about it, about forums. If it's reliable for you, the cost, maintenance, stuff like that. Me personally, I say go ahead and get it. I actually prefer this over the 1.5, way over the 1.5. Especially do Lyft and Uber, stuff like that. But yeah, I only got like 20 seconds left on this SD card. So from my point of view, buy it. I like it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.